Yeah, go ahead. Ask me questions.
Is someone is going to ask, or I have a couple of questions, doctor. Can I ask?
Yes, please.
Uh, there was one question which said, how do you differentiate between good and bad friends?
Friends who enable you, who enhance your knowledge, your skills are good friends. Friends who talk about movies and things that are absolute waste of time are bad friends. Friends who stand by you in terms of difficulties are good friends. Friends who leave you during a difficult time are bad friends. Friends who know your capabilities and bring out your talents are good friends. Friends who put you down, who take away your self-worth, who make you feel very inferior and completely like a jerk are not so good friends. So you have to be very careful with choosing your friends because, as I said earlier, sooner or later you will be doing what your friends are doing. And friendship is a lifelong journey. It will be with you in your marriage. They will be with you when you start your career. They'll be with you during difficult times. So, friendship is a very committed relationship. You have to spend a lot of time with your friends to listen to them, to encourage them. As much as I say that they should be this to you, you should also enable them to bring out their potentials. If they are not scoring well, you have to encourage them to study better. You have to encourage them to cut down on their TV time, television, and mobile time. You have to encourage them. You have to see them and coach them. You have to lift each other up. For example, I was not so confident about doing webinars. Two people, Gayatri and Kavya, were like my spine helping me. And Shamala wanted to do this for students. When she saw me doing a webinar, she said, "Doctor, you should do for my children. You should do on self-esteem because there are others who teach so many things to children, but I think self-esteem is the most important aspect." So this is how friends enable. This is how friends bring out the best. Sunday, since 1999, I went to England. I don't agree to anything. But looking at her enthusiasm, I agreed to this program. Now I'm scared. What will I answer when others come and ask me, "Doctor, self-esteem for teens panningle, why are you not accepting our program on a Sunday?" I really don't know how I'm going to manage, but the fact is, I agreed because of her enthusiasm. That's how we help each other. We bring out the best. Hello, Yasmin.
So the good friends are the ones that bring out the best in you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you, sir. Same here.
So
Doctor, there is one more question. Gayatri, yes, Gayatri, you can go on. You've been waiting.
This is, I feel, from behalf of parents, I feel that this question will help us to bring out the self-esteem in our kids. So first question is like, how do I build my child's self-esteem? If it is not teens, if it is younger than teens, like maybe like people who are there in 5th, 6th, because as you said, in multi-domain approach, childhood experience plays a major role. So I think as a parent, I should bring a good self-esteem in my child. So what can, as a parent, I can do?
It's a very
Doctor, this gives one more opportunity for you to start one more webinar for parents.
Yes, of course.
There is an invitation already there for you.
true. Right. Very good question. I hope this reaches many parents. Parents play a very vital role in forming the foundation for good self-esteem. There are many people who ask me, how do I develop confidence? Can I tell them, go to the pharmacy and buy confidence and come, I'll inject it to you? Confidence cannot be given like that. Confidence comes out of performance. If I do my work well, then I feel confident. If I don't do well, I don't feel confident. So basically what parents need to do, give children opportunities to perform various activities. Like our kid can now make very good puris. I hope he's somewhere around. Kavya. Can you ask?
Yes, doctor.
Where is he?
Yeah, here only. Harshvardhan, come. I am not talking to you by phone.
So, there he is coming. Such a young boy, but making such lovely puris at home during coronavirus time. I think he's feeling shy. So give them opportunities, give them experiences, and then back it up with appreciations. The world may not appreciate your child because they are jealous, because they don't mean well. Due to 100 reasons, they may not. But if you as parents can provide appropriate and accurate appreciation, if you just over-exaggerate in your appreciations, then the child will suffer from superiority complex. The world will not see any talent, but the child will think that they are very talented. So provide appropriate appreciations.
Doctor, the question is from Yasmin. How to identify my strengths and my interest?
Perform various activities. Engage yourself in different domains. Then you will know where your talents are, what you are excelling, what you are doing in average, what you are able to do in an extraordinary manner.
So one more
Thank you,
question,
sir.
like how, like, you know, certain times unknowingly parents do mistake in child by comparing, or unknowingly, not purposefully. So for parents, like, how to avoid such kind of situation, because what are the parents, how, in which way parents will affect child self-esteem? Let me put the question in that way.
Right. Yesterday I met a man. I asked him, how many of you to your parents? He said, my parents have 2 sons, sir. I asked him, what is their names? What are their names? He said, once I am a son, my name is Gautam. The other is comparison. They compare me with my name. So I feel bad, but actually, doctor, recently I found out that he's also scoring the same marks that I do, but my parents just keep projecting. So comparison quality, and it can mess up a child's mind, because each child is unique. We may try to motivate the child, but it causes more damage than any good. So never compare a child with another child. This is like,
Doctor,
just imagine if A.R. Rahman's mother is comparing him with Virat Kohli to go and bat like him. Then he will either become Virat Kohli or a musician. He will be nothing.
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
The next question is, sir, how to make our parents to understand our feelings and etc. I don't know what he means by etc. But still the question says that.
You have to sit and talk to them. Please develop a habit of talking to your parents. As we get into teenage, we get an impression, a false belief that parents are against us. There is no one to love us. We are lonely in this life. Hello, Yasmin's daughter or son is peeping. Hello.
Say hello.
Hi. So,
Good morning, Sunil.
to give that space to grow, that you have to share with them. You have to believe there is nobody next to God than parents in this world for you. They may beat you, they may criticize you, they may compare you, but the greatest well-wishers are your parents. I can assure you, nobody else can stand by you like your parents. They will not look at money, they will not look at time, they will not look at their own personal comforts. They will sacrifice everything for your growth. I know lots of parents who sacrifice even food so that their child can lead a better life, can go to a better school, can have a facility. So, talk to your parents. And particularly for girl children, I want to say this. Your parents should know everything about you. For the boys, your father should know everything about you. If they do not know, you have a secret, and that secret will bring your downfall. That any secret that you have will be the source of your downfall. So never have secrets. If your friends say, let us do this, do not tell anyone. You tell them, anything that I cannot tell my parents, I don't want to do. Anything I cannot share with my mother, I will not do. So do not encourage me, do not ask me to do things which I cannot share with my parents. So have a very straightforward approach in life.
Doctor, the next question says, sir, if friends sometimes put us down and as well as appreciate, can I take her as or he as my friend or not? Both appreciation and putting down together.
I'll put it the other way. If some friend is constantly appreciating, do not take them as a friend, because they are not going to help you. The one who is honest, the one who tells you you're wrong in this, don't do this, is the right friend. Someone who just keeps pushing you forward is misleading you. So always have friends who tell you what is wrong and what is right. Otherwise, you cannot grow.
Doctor, the next question is, sir, sometimes parents think that we do nothing but we know that we are trying our best. How to tell them that we are trying our best in a way that they too will understand?
They have to see you trying. I know many children who close the door and study behind closed doors. If you are studying, why do you need closed doors? You can sit in the open and study. They'll see that you are struggling, you are studying, you are working very hard, then they'll feel impressed. If you are going and practicing something, do it in front of them, share with them, this is what I'm doing. So break away the secrets and open up to your parents, then they will know that you are working hard. As I said earlier, it's not your efforts, it's not your performance, it's not your results, it's not where you grade yourself, it's about your efforts. People have to see you trying. People have to see you. Unless they see you doing it, they can't believe.
Sir, this is Harshit again, sir. But that's the thing,
Harshit,
sir.
Harshit, 1 minute, ma. There are already questions which are
yes,
like
ma'am.
typed and they are waiting. Okay, just a minute. If I have a friend who has a very low opinion of himself or herself, what can I do to help him or her?
Identify their talents. Bring it to their notice. Facilitate them to function. Give them different experiences to do and tell them, see, you're doing this well, man, you're talented in this. So help them to unravel the secrets of their own.
Sir, hello sir, I am Ramanan. Sir, I love to
Ramanan, can
play
you just
football.
wait, ma? Just 2 minutes. I'll just finish off the questions. They're waiting for more time. Just 2 minutes. I'll come back to Harshit and Ramanan. There's one question from Anush. Sir, how do we manage when someone is comparing us?
As I showed you in the slide, just hear, but do not. All that you hear, you need not accept. You just tell within yourself, you need not tell the other person, this is their opinion, let me not worry about it.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Sir,
Winston Churchill very beautifully says, do not stop and throw stones at every dog that barks at you. You continue your travel. So that's how our approach should be. You know, people can say anything, but we must strongly.
Sir, I have interest in a field, but my parents don't approve of it. How do I make them understand that it is also an interesting as their interest?
This is something similar to what Harshit raised. So you pursue, if you believe strongly, then at some point they will understand. They will understand that you are making progress in a particular hobby. But provided you do what you are supposed to do. If you are studying 4 hours a day and then if you are playing the violin, nobody will object to you playing the violin. But if you are not studying at all and playing the violin at the end of the day, then everybody will pull you by the collar and ask you, why is it you are doing this? So if you do what you are supposed to do, they will not mind you doing what you like to do.
Okay, Harshit. Can you, Harshit, go on, ma.
Sir, as someone else asked, so what happened was our school left us for holidays, sir. So I would spend like 3 to 4 hours a day. I would go through Google. I would search. I would pull up older files. Like they used to say okay, but then when I spend my Saturday, my Sunday on it, my dad, my mom, usually my dad says he doesn't see me because he's in office. When he comes home, it's like by the time he comes home, it's like 9 or 10. So he says, I've never seen you work. So I say on a Saturday, Sunday, he tells me to study. So I say only on a Saturday, Sunday, I spend most of my time because on a Saturday I come home at like 12, and then I sit and I start working for 3 to 4 hours. So my dad says, why don't you spend that time studying? I say, only 3 to 4 hours a day do I spend. The rest of the day I usually spend my time with my mom. I really like cooking, so I learn cooking. So but my dad says, okay, fine, cooking everything's fine, but why don't you spend that time studying? Because it's not a very stable platform. So what do I do? How do I tell my dad that when he's in office, I spend most of my time studying. So when he comes back, when he comes back do I start working.
Right, as I told
Harshit, this is a question by most of the students, I guess, because dads don't see them doing things.
So what I suggest is, as I told you, they have to see you doing it. So maybe on a Saturday, Sunday also you can have little study time so that they feel convinced that you did your work and now you are eligible for extracurricular.
Ma,
Yes, Ramanan. Next question.
Sir, I am Ramanan, sir. So I love to play football, but I can't study well. So what should I do, sir?
Well, you can do the basics of academics, like a +2 and then a degree by correspondence, but go into full-time football then you will not only be successful, you will also be a very rich man. Because football gets you a lot of money, in millions. So it's a good option. So I would encourage you to play more of football, but not give up studies also, because you need at least a graduation. So choose your priorities accordingly.
Sir, I feel tough to study, sir.
Then you need a good teacher.
I don't know what group to take.
You should have a chat with your parents or a teacher who can help you to choose a career path, which will also be interesting for you. Otherwise, you will be struggling.
There is a question by Sri Charan, I think. If someone is bullying me in school, should I have to report to teacher or simply ignore?
The best thing is to ignore, because the more importance you give to a bully, the more and more they will bully you. So please try to just, like how you do not interpret a dog's barking, do not interpret what they are saying. Just leave it.
So, but sometimes isn't it like the more you leave it, the more you provoke them? Like, shouldn't you at least once stand up to them?
Sorry, say that again loudly. I'm not able to hear you.
Like, even if you leave them, most of the time the bullies, they just think that you're overpowering them. Shouldn't you like at least once stand up to them so that they know that you too have some courage in you?
Well, the best is to ignore them, so that they get tired of the bullying and stop at some point. The moment you challenge them, it becomes fun for them. Then they become used. So it's not energy to spend on a bully.
Okay, there's one more question from Ankita. She's asking, how should one outgrow laziness?
You can easily outgrow laziness by getting involved in activities. If you are very single-minded in your approach, then you're lazy. Always get involved in doing things. It can be reading the newspaper, cleaning the house, cooking, reading, watching TV. So something like that. Keep getting involved, because if you develop this laziness, then you cannot undo it as an adult. So better you work on this now and completely overcome it.
I would request all the participants to mute your audio, please. It says Galaxy M20. Doctor, this is one question. Actually, I know it will be there in many people's mind and they are not putting it forward. This is against teachers, okay? Like in a classroom, when teachers don't give appreciation when we do our work, and we students generally develop hatred towards that particular subject. So if they don't teach well, okay, I don't like that subject. They always relate the subject, even though they have their interest in the subject, to the teacher. So what would be your opinion on that?
What is the question? I didn't understand the question.
Okay, the question is, this is in a classroom setup. Teachers, when they don't give appreciation, when we do a good work, when the students do a good work and the teachers don't appreciate, it just puts them down and they think that I'm not good at it anymore. Teachers, they take teachers as their, the teachers' appreciation as a big thing, and they think that, I don't like the subject if I don't like the teacher. They relate the subject and the teacher, even if they have interest in the subject.
Right. See, basically, you have to rely on your own appreciation, because others may feel it but may not say it, may think that they have to say but forget it. So, very important that you learn to appreciate yourself and go by your appreciation. If others say, it is a bonus. If others don't say, it's okay, because you know that you have done a good job.
Nine
Okay.
more minutes there.
Okay,
End of the
this
meeting.
is from Sudarshan Madhav Manoj Kannan. Sir, I feel I should study, but I could not as I feel my parents are discouraging me and not able to study as I lose my confidence.
Right. As I told you, you have to silence others' critical remarks. You have to believe in yourself and you have to put in those efforts. Only then you can make progress. Because later in life, when you see others shining very well, you cannot say my parents did not encourage me, that's why I didn't do well. You cannot say my friends bullied me, so I never developed trust over myself. You cannot say I was very lazy, I spent most of my time in television, so I missed out. Life is very ruthless. You have to do the things that you are supposed to do if you want to succeed in big way. If you don't want to succeed in a big way, then you do whatever you want. You spend as much time on your phone, spend as much time on your TV, do whatever you want. But if you want to succeed, you have to do what you're supposed to do, minus others' criticisms and others. Like, for example, Harshit believes that his interest is in podcast, so he is going to pursue that. Ramanan believes that he is good in football, so he is going to pursue football. So like that, you have to believe I'm good in studies, I will pursue no matter how much ever I fail, how much ever others discourage me, I will succeed one day.
There's a question which is asked by 2 or 3 people. How do we maintain the consistent interest in studies? Sometimes we feel like studying and after some time it just goes down. I think it will be, we can take that interest in any field. Sometimes they are interested in dance and the consistent interest is they are not able to prolong it. So how do they do it?
You don't need consistency, just go with the flow, enjoy life. You know, we are not here to study, we are not here to only do certain things. We are here for a different purpose. So, but do well in your board exams because that decide your career path. You can have your ups and downs, but the moment you are focusing on your board exams, do very well. So minor ups and downs are normal in anyone's career, in anyone's career path. So don't worry about that.
Okay, there's another question from Yasmin. Does mobile addiction bring down self-esteem, depression in children?
Mobile addiction brings down everything. It makes you a useless person because you are sitting and watching someone else doing something. Instead, you should be doing things which others can watch. That's when you can succeed. If you're just sitting and watching someone else play cricket, someone else dancing, someone else singing, all your life you will be sitting and watching others. So be the doer, not the observer.
That's a very good answer, Doctor. I think many of them will benefit from that. And can you just give them any 2 tips to overcome that mobile addiction? Like one side, if the mobile keeps calling them, how to keep themselves away from the mobile?
Right. Temptations come in beautiful forms. For children, temptation comes in the form of a mobile phone, television. It's not wrong. You cannot be completely away from a mobile phone, WhatsApp. I'm sure many of you heard about the boys' locker room and the girls' locker room in Mumbai in the Instagram. But limit your time. Tell yourself, I'll spend 30 minutes, not beyond that. I don't want to waste my time. I want to use my time on more productive things and in upgrading myself. I let this mobile not make me a lazy person. So limit your mobile usage to half an hour a day.
Please, sir, please give tips to overcome stage fear in front of large crowd. This is by Sri Charan.
Sri Charan, as I told you, dare to fail. If you think I may not do well, do it. You may fail once or twice, like how we learn to ride a cycle. We may fall, but we learn. After a month or 2, we are doing a wheelie in a cycle. So That's how we can progress. Fear will come in the form of thoughts and stop you. But challenge that fear and do things and dare to fail. If you want to succeed, dare to fail, you will succeed. If you don't succeed, you can come and ask me in my clinic. Doctor, you asked me to dare, I failed.
Okay, there are no more questions. Is there anyone who wants to say anything about the session? Want to give feedback?
Yeah, Doctor, I want to say, actually, this was really a wonderful session to say. One takeaway you gave the last thing, like saying that we should not watch what others do. You should do your own. That actually I used to say to my son oftenly. Now he heard from your mouth also. Since he is roaming inside this room only.
Oh.
And he is in shy. And he sees how he is sitting.
Nice.
Thank you, Doctor, for that.
Doctor, it's a wonderful session. Like the previous one, it's self-esteem for the elder in adults, and now it is for teens. I see a lot of input in both. So a lot of takeaways and a lot of things opening up for me also to how to look from their perspective and how they see us. That those things and all, it's like no well highlighted. So I think parents who are listening also, like they would have got a lot of inputs from your thing, whatever you have discussed. So now they'll be looking their kids in a different angle. So they do respect their interest also, I think. So thank you so much, Doctor, for giving this session for us also.
Well, I had to do my homework. Otherwise, Kavya, Gayatri and Shamla will ask me lots of questions. So I did my homework.
Okay,
So
is
this
there
question,
anyone who would like to
basically these questions are from parents who we discuss. So those questions only we have put across to you, Doctor.
Very good. And also always Yasmin's nodding and smiling helps me to come out with my best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll take it as a positive stroke from my side too. Sir, it was a wonderful session, sir. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. We are also learning it more. Hope the kids also learned it. I mean, like getting more points from you, sir. Hope to see them shine.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Is there any other child who wants to say? You can unmute and talk.
So it was a very useful answer. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your tips.
I think that's Sri Charan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please introduce yourself and then talk. Thank you, Sri Charan. And Sri
Thank you,
Charan
ma'am.
has helped us, sir, with he has forwarded the post to many, and he has brought many people into this webinar.
Sri Charan. Thank you, Sri Charan, for that. Very nice of you. I really appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate your concern, because many people hide things from this. Wanted us to benefit from this. Your attitude.
A request
Sure,
from
sir.
my
Thank
side,
you, sir.
Sorry, Sri Charan. A request from my side, sir. Like webinar like this should continue for children, and many students have to get benefited from your webinar. This is a big request from my side.
Well, I'm at your service. Anytime any of you ask me, I'm there.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Shall we end?
Thank you so much, Doctor.